standing orders of Parliament sometimes put the onus of translation on the legislator himself. According to the official book of Parliament, regarding Parliament, English is the main language used in Parliament. In case a member finds it necessary to mention a word, phrase, or sentence in any of the local languages, he may be required to translate it to the understanding of all. Also, a member may decide to speak in any language, any local language, provided the facility exists in the house for interpretation. The condition associated with the use of local language is a virtual deterrent. Needless my God. I thought I was even sounding boring, because this has been said over and over. So I just came to ring the bell again. Please, this is an issue that came up as far back as even 1991. Language of Parliament. The country went to the extent of putting up infrastructure in the Parliament for 6 languages, cubicles. Many of those in Parliament and elsewhere go to conferences outside Ghana. French, you just plug into English, Spanish, and there's translation. If it's English, you said, somebody can tune to a channel because he doesn't understand it. Sometimes people understand the English. I remember in the 1991 Consultative Assembly, some of the big men, Gates, Mensah, and all those, they can speak English, but they tune into their can. That is where their heart is. And if you give them the chance, they would rather prefer to express themselves. But I think the most unfair aspect of the regulation in Parliament, it sounds as if English is our mother tongue. So if you want to speak Ghana, you yourself to translate it. They shift the responsibility to you. You are not a translator. You are not an expert. You probably spoke a proverb in Ghana. They said if you speak it, translate it. It means they are warning you not to speak it if you don't want to be embarrassed. And look at the several ways in which we subject those who are not perfect in English. We subject them to embarrassment. Somebody makes a slip, grammatical slip in English, everybody is laughing. As if the person is a toke, so to say. A foolish man can't even speak English. But it's not because of English that people sent her there. You know. So I think we are making a pass. We should come back to the same idea of providing the necessary infrastructure in Parliament and allowing at least the 6 main languages. We have done it before. And then just change the infrastructure, and plug into the various acceptable Ghanaian languages. That the democracy is empty. We have declared free speech. But of course, there is no regulation that says don't speak English. But systemically, you are censoring. You are not saying don't speak your Ghanaian language. No, you can't say that. But you have made the regulation in such a way that it's even embarrassing and self-inflicted embarrassment if somebody speaks. Because he speaks it and he doesn't speak it well, you are going to laugh at him. And then the regulation that says that except for those making their maiden speech, if you are making your maiden speech, you can read. Look at the way the MP was suffering. Even reading her maiden speech, it's not fair on her. Just tell the woman, please speak Chi, whatever you want to speak, and she will sound brilliant. Brilliance is not equated with European languages. As for the issue of national language, if you raise it now, it's going to it often creates emotional challenges to people. I'm a Ghana speaker, I'm a Twi speaker, and they want everybody to use English or to use, say, Akan. Even though you understand Akan, there's a certain sense in which your country, your language has been degraded. It's not a prominent language. So it will make one particular language or speakers to feel more superior than others. Nobody has even brought up that topic. Many people speak Twi and nobody is going to regulate. that speak Twi and none other, but rather they have provided 6 languages. At least one of the 6 languages will be understandable to you. So it's not a policy. We should first even go back to the language of education. The Ghanaian language medium of instruction that you and I have been talking about, that at least the first 3 years in basic school should be done through the medium of the mother tongue that the mother has been using for the child. We are not saying don't use English. At the beginning, because continue from where the mother left off. So let us speak Ghana, or use the medium of Ghana to teach her the basics. As he or she moves to the upper primary level, you can then move to English. It's not stopping English, but it's an advantage to every child to be at least bilingual. Speaks English all right, but also the local language. But even currently, there are quite a number of organizations where if you are going to be the PR, public relations officer, you have to know a Ghanaian language. Because you are eventually going to deal with the people, the fishermen, the farmers. You can't go to my hometown and bluff with English. They will not mind you. So it is in the interest of us to educate the children or bring about a policy to tolerate or ensure bilingualism hand in hand. We are not saying no, don't learn English. No, it's important. It is the capital you need to enter the global village. But at the same time, the people in your home are even much more important to you than anything happening in the global village. So at this bilingualism, it was done in some of the universities. The time came when Lagos, for instance, in the first year, there were some compulsory languages, compulsory subjects that you needed to do, including learning a language that you don't know. That's the beginning. But the bilingualism, learning both, that's where to go, not one ignoring the other.